Well, good evening. I am Jill Barker, co-chair of the North Andover Poet Laureate Committee. And on behalf of myself, our town poet laureate, Mark Burr, and our committee members, I want to welcome everyone to tonight's meeting. The live broadcast can be heard on www.northandovercam.org on the Cam Ed channel, found on Comcast Channel 99 and Verizon Channel 28. But before we begin, unfortunately, because Bridget is not joining us tonight, excuse me, we need to appoint a Secretary Pro Tem for this meeting. I don't know if anyone's up for that.
Well, Jill, is it recorded somewhere?
It is, and that's the thing that is nice about having these remote recorded sessions, because you can go to YouTube and just type in North Andover Poet Laureate Committee, and sure enough, the recording will pop up.
Yeah.
It takes a couple of days. It takes a couple of days for it to be posted, but it does come up.
Jill, I'm happy to do notes if you'd like.
Well, as I was about to say, you really don't even have to take them unless you want to jot a few things down, because you can just go back to this recording. And
yeah. I'm happy to do it as we do.
Okay. So
who's going to do it?
So Marie or Mark, who wants to do it? Marie, when?
Okay. Mark? Do you want me to do it, Mark? And I work with Jill.
Yeah.
So she always edit my work, and then I can go on YouTube. Is that right, Jill?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll take notes. I'm at home, so I won't have too many distractions. Okay.
Okay, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a rotating schedule for a designated secretary, so that we don't have to, solicit this every time we have a meeting, and we'll just put people in the rotation, and if something comes up, we'll sort it out then. But I'll set up a schedule and I'll send it out to everybody. So thank you, Marie.
Okay.
And I'm just curious. So who else is Jason with us or not? No. Okay, and Latika is not.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
So tonight I'm joined by committee member Marie McAndrew Taylor and Karen Klein, and our poet laureate Mark Burr, and we may have others join us as we go along here. But anyway, I'm going to officially begin the meeting. And I'm going to take this opportunity to share an opening poem, if you don't mind.
Oh, good.
Very, very good.
Haven't done that for a while. And I don't know if any of you had brought a poem tonight, but you might want to share it at the closing of the meeting. If we have time, I hope we will. And I was just going to say that there's a couple of reasons why I chose to read this poem tonight. I wanted to honor and celebrate Black History Month, and also celebrate a young, dynamic poet that you know who performed at the president's inauguration.
Excellent.
Amanda Gorman.
Yes.
And this is a poem she wrote exactly 1 year ago, like 1 year ago today or tomorrow. And I'm sure that my reading is going to pale in comparison, because she has a lot of that rap style energy, and she's a good speaker. But I'm going to give it my best here, and I'm going to read her poem. Now it doesn't have a title that I see, but I believe it probably was in relation to Black History Month in its own way. So this is a poem by Amanda Gorman. We come together, our dreams daring, and devotion, as athletes leaping in motion and artists launching a moment. We are advocates leading this Black history movement. We are the new generation. Watch us rise. We recognize legacy as opportunity, leadership as our duty. We climb as a community, celebrating our history and creating the future in our own reflection. Each of us is a thread, a connection, heading together in a single direction. We step forward. We go all in. We know becoming the best means raising up all the rest, because victory doesn't begin until we all win. And that's it.
Oh, wow. That was, again,
great.
so good.
That's great, Jill.
Yep, yep.
I really like that. There was
Yeah,
no
it-
title to the poem, Jill? There was no title?
Not that I noticed, but the
Oh,
beginning is we come together with
Yeah,
our,
that's what I put down. All right. That was great.
and if I can find that, I will give you the title, but I didn't see it offhand. But
Okay.
I thought it was appropriate timing, and certainly I wanted to use this also as a segue to kind of just have a brief discussion, or if we have any comments about that performance. It was pretty powerful, and I thought it was interesting because it was like a performance. It wasn't just a reading.
Yes.
She's wonderful to watch, and I would say that just with that one poem, in that auspicious occasion, and with all the public eyes on her, she kind of breathed fire and life back into the public life of poetry, just by delivering
That's
that
right.
one poem.
I know.
That's right.
And
President Biden had the exact same issue when he was younger. If we recall what he said about being a stutterer,
mhm.
and Amanda had a problem with the letter R, I guess it was, and
Oh,
she
that's-
had
Yeah.
to really, really work very hard in front of a mirror, learning how to overcome. And that, it seems as though that's one of the best ways to do it, is to just recite poetry. And for her, she wrote her own. I mean, it wasn't that she was reciting
Yep.
Seamus Heaney or T.S. Eliot. She was writing her own poetry.
And if you think
Yeah.
about it, that probably made her articulate and
Yes.
orate
Yes.
even better than she would have ordinarily.
Exactly. And I hope that, remember Brandon Harrington from New Hampshire?
Yeah.
That he met President Biden before he was president, and then he was able to give a little tiny talk on the evening of the inauguration when they had the celebration. He was the one who quoted Lincoln, and he did a wonderful job.
Can you imagine struggling with that and then being thrust in the spotlight? And boy, that's got to be.
He pulled it off. He pulled it off beautifully. It's showing the power of poetry. It's showing how important it is.
Well, I was going to mention, when we do go out in the world and try to do our best at recruiting for new members, I would think that we could use Amanda. Just allude to her or whatever. It would be it'd be an easy way to kind of have a conversation.
True.
Oh, Jill, you told me she's going to recite it at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
I know.
Yeah.
Now, that's what I mean by having that platform. It's so amazing.
I know.
I think every group wants to see her on their platform right now. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I know. I was so happy when I heard that.
Well, she's a delight and impressive, and just what we need. It's like a shot in the arm for.
I know.
Yep, the future.
Spotlight on poetry and bring it back into the kind of public arena.
That's right.
Well, I guess we'll move on. Are we ready to move on? We'll attend to the agenda here. And the next, right up top, is Mark with his updates, open mics, any other activities or projects. So I'll let you take it away.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, so I have the regular fourth Tuesday North Andover Poets Corner.
So you've
We're
had a
doing that.
couple, right? You've had a couple since we last.
Yeah, right. It's been every month still, the way the schedule has worked out. So we'll be online until the really better weather, probably May or June,
Yeah.
that'd be the first time when the weather's clearly good that we would think about being safely outdoors.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, I was impressed with the numbers last time around. That was awesome.
oh, yeah. I mean, that's one thing when you have a popular group like the Powwow River Poets. Wow, that was really neat. That was
They come out. They're very, very dedicated.
yeah, and it tells me the importance of having a feature. So I'm going to be
Yes.
reaching out and doing that as a regular thing. I mean, small groups are good too. If it's 8, 10, 12, that's great. Um, you know, each size has certain advantages.
Yep.
But yep, so I'm going to keep doing that. And like I talked about now, once the weather gets better, I'll plan to work with Joanna Ouellette at the Stevens Estate at Osgood Hill, and with the intent of being back there this coming summer. And I still have in the back of my mind that I want to work with the Stevens Coolidge people, from trustees of reservations, because I would love to have like a monthly Saturday morning short poetry event there, again, when the weather gets better. So I want to at least do one there because that's one of my favorite places in town.
That's a good
Lovely.
idea. I like that. Yeah.
Yep. Lovely place. The Garden of Eden.
Yeah. They're putting in new gardens, by the way. I don't know if you've been there recently.
No.
Yeah, they've been so active in the kind of transformation to make it, I think, more of a, add events. So I'm hoping that can continue for them, and then that can somehow bring poetry to it.
Well, I don't know if you knew, but one of our reference librarians, her husband was the one who was doing programming and working there. And I think he really was kind of instrumental in giving them a start and getting things, new events.
And the only other thing that I have going on is a kind of a big deal for me, which is my new chapbook is coming out officially this week on Amazon, and I'm having a feature spot at First Friday open mic that's put on by Lee Eric Friedman and other people at Reach Arts in Swampscott. It's
wonderful.
And it's the 5th.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Isn't it the 5th? Isn't it coming
Yes.
right up?
Yes, yeah. So it's in 2 days.
Yeah.
It's a theatrical presentation of my chapbook. So which is how I wrote. Yeah.
Now what is the title?
The title is That Restaurant Near the Parthenon.
Okay. I know it well.
Three poems. Right. I've actually never been there personally, but
nope.
My wife and I went to many of the Greek sites in southern Italy and in Sicily on our honeymoon, and it is amazing. There's one place in particular. There's two in Sicily that I think of. One is the Valley of the Temples, and there are like 4 remaining, beautiful temples along. It's funny they call it the valley, but it's actually along a ridge, and it's just amazing. The 4 temples remain from like 500 BC.
Wow.
And there's another one across the island, on the western part of the island, in a town called Segesta, and in the middle of nowhere, nothing around it, is this perfect temple. It's like perfectly preserved.
Wow.
It's amazing. So anyway, so I have all these memories, and that inspired me to write. So I put together 3 poems in this book, and I'm going to be performing it with 2 students from North Andover High School. I got in touch with Linda Schoonmaker. Do people know her?
Yes, acting out.
Yeah, exactly.
I love her. She's so great.
Yeah, so she connected me with two high school students, Erin Mancanello and Isabel Durning. And they're two
Okay.
seniors at North Andover High School. And the three of us are going to be performing these poems. So,
That's wonderful.
yeah,
That sounds really interesting too. Just unique. I think that
Yeah.
would be neat.
so it's going to have music and art.
Yeah.
and poetry.
And the chapbook's going to be on Amazon.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And actually, I have an invitation. I'll send you information after we're done tonight. We're doing a rehearsal tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So if any of you are available and would like to experience it, I would love to have a small audience for the rehearsal.
Wow, that would be great if you could send us the link.
Yep, I will email that, and it's on Zoom. You don't have to travel anywhere.
Well, I will be
Right.
I will be out of town myself, so I'll miss that. But I'm going to look to see if I can join in on Friday.
Okay.
Friday. Yeah.
Either
What time
one.
is it again on Friday? What time?
7 o'clock Friday.
Friday evening. Okay.
Yep. I'll be sending two separate emails. One for tomorrow if you want to join. I'll send it to the Poet Laureate Committee.
Okay.
And then I'll be sending an email
Great.
for Friday. So
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Good.
so that's it.
Well, you're doing your thing. Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah. Thanks. And
All right,
again,
well, yeah.
like once the weather gets better, I mean, we'll not only have the monthly events, but maybe we'll think of some pop-up poetry outdoors also. So we'll see.
That pop-up last year was absolutely wonderful. I believe the last one we did was at Bulger Animal Hospital.
Right.
And
So-
with the Newfoundland. I'll
Yeah.
never forget that Newfoundland. She was adorable. And we have to do more of that. You didn't have
Yeah.
a chance to finish your plan. I think
No.
there were more that we missed
Yep,
because of
exactly.
the COVID.
Yep.
Yeah. And
So we'll do those.
Yeah, and it might have to wait until the fall.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we'll see. We're gonna
Yep.
stay safe.
Well, in the meantime, we'll be pretty involved with the contest,
Yeah.
and
So-
Yes.
I'm going to move along to the.
Yep,
Are you
go
all
ahead.
set then, Mark? Okay, thanks
Yep.
so much for that.
Yep.
So I don't know, with just us few, we whatever few, we'll see if we can get some of this taken care of. But I'm going to start here. I want to review how we've got it organized and who's going to be doing what tasks. I want to kind of make sure we know who's supposed to be doing what and when.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I also wanted to let you know before we get into this that Marie, I had asked Marie if she would contact Mary Ellen Osgood just to see if she might come out of retirement to get involved in this contest.
Oh, that'd be great.
I figured
yes.
she wouldn't want to come back as a full-time member again, but she might be interested in the contest, and indeed she is.
Oh, good.
She's had a couple of health issues lately, but she's back up and running pretty well. And
Okay.
she sounded great. And she offered to help us. So she said anyway that she could help would be good. So I've already got a couple ideas for her, but I sent her a link for tonight, and she said that she wouldn't be able to join us tonight, but I'm going to let her know how it went, and I'll tell her if she wants to listen to it, she can go to YouTube.
Sure. Now tell everyone what her history is. Mary Ellen Osgood has done so much for this town.
Marie, was she on the committee when you came on?
No.
Oh, okay. Yep. So she was on the committee for quite a while. And
So what
you know, what's that, Marie?
She used to copy poetry that she read.
Yeah, that's right. Send it to
Yeah.
friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
I
keeps
would
the library on a regular basis to copy her poetry.
I
Yeah.
know.
So, Mark, are you familiar with Mary Ellen or not?
I've met her,
Mhm.
but no, I don't know her very well.
So she was on the committee for quite a while. She taught history at the high school for quite a few years.
Oh,
Great
And,
teacher.
walked,
Really great teacher. Yep.
lived down Osgood Street, so she walked to and fro to work every day for many years.
wow.
And of course, her husband, Gayton,
Oh,
they
what a-
both been involved in a
Oh.
lot of town historical endeavors, and he put together the book, or he, I'm not sure if he did the photos or if he helped. I think he helped write as well.
yes.
A Good Inland Town, the book on
Yeah.
Andover. Yeah, that was her husband's publication.
And her.
Oh.
And I there are many photographs we see around town that were Gayton's and we don't even know it. I mean,
Yeah.
they're just the burying ground and
Yeah.
all these different, historical homes and just the land at Ware Hill and Stevens Pond and Cochiquit. They're all from him. I mean, he just was the most magnificent photographer. And so unassuming. Oh my gosh, you couldn't
That's true.
find anybody better than Gayton Osgood.
Well, they did a lot to keep the historical record of the town
Yes,
you know,
yes.
revised and revived. Okay, so she will hopefully be able to help us out in a couple of ways, especially considering that Gail's not going to be involved, so she might be able to help us out a little.
Okay.
And Karen, I wanted to ask you, did you ever get to finish the minutes from the last meeting?
Not with my computer, though. I got the computer back about 3 days ago.
No problem. I wanted to ask you that because I didn't have anything to refer to except for the recording. And so I tried to remember what were some of the things we decided on, but we may have to kind of start from scratch tonight, just so I can be sure
Right,
we're all
right.
on the same page.
Talking about it again. Yeah.
Excuse me 1 minute. Pardon me. So I think the official title of the contest is A New Vision for America from Ann Bradstreet to Current Day. Is that what
Yeah.
it was? It seems to me that's, I think I jotted that down
Yeah.
correctly.
Yep. I believe
right.
that's right.
Okay, let me just mark that. So that's what it is. A New Vision for America from Ann Bradstreet to Current Day. So I believe we decided there were going to be 4 categories, basically by age. We'd have elementary level, middle school, high school, and adult. Is that what we
Yeah.
decided?
Yes.
Okay, so we're having 4 categories. So we will be having judges, and I was wondering if we could have like 2 to 4 judges per level. And
Okay.
judges who know that particular age group best.
Oh, well, I vote for judges. I would definitely vote for Lorene from North Andover High School. I'm sorry, for the assistant superintendent, Lorene Marks. She
okay.
would fit into any age group.
So here's what I'm thinking. Let's decide how many judges. Let's kind of come up with so 2 to 4. Does that sound?
I'd say 3 would be good. I like odd numbers with, if there's any tie, you have to
there
have
would
a
only be
tiebreaker.
There would only be 3 judges for the adult. Or maybe, well, we
Yeah.
can, all right, so 2 to 4 judges, 3 we can kind of zero in on.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the minimum of 3.
I'm going to try to put together a list of possible judges.
Okay.
And I want everybody to kind of,
Suggest.
yes, exactly. Maybe one.
I
one or
would be
2 of
happy
us.
to help you. And the other thing is, I wonder if you could have some of these judges willing to overlap. They don't just judge one group, they could judge maybe
Yeah.
another.
Okay. So, so what I'm thinking is, how about if we assign 1 or 2 of us committee members to each level so that we come up with the judges, names of judges.
No, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like for the elementary and the middle school, I was thinking, Karen, you could kind of oversee who you might think.
I'd be happy.
Come up with a list for judges for elementary and middle school level.
Yep.
Mhm.
And the high school level, maybe who would be good to get named judges for that? Would it be
Mark, I would
I-
think.
Yeah, I was just
wanna
gonna
do
say
that?
me.
okay? And adult, I could maybe Marie and I, could come up with some names, or and you can always just share them with me.
Mhm.
If you have names for who you think would be a good judge for any level.
Right, right.
But at
But
least we kind of focus
think-
on, yep.
Do you
Yes,
think Gail would be willing to do that?
Well,
I think-
I think she'd probably be a good judge.
Oh,
But-
she'd be an excellent judge
I
for any
think-
level.
Since I guess the only thing is, since she just left,
Mhm.
I think she really was looking to do other things. So
Mhm.
I think it would
We'll,
be good to.
we'll put her as a backup. I
Yeah.
do know she's the one that, isn't she the one who suggested this? And then she said she was leaving. I think that's what happened,
Yeah,
but
she
Right.
might be willing to do a judging, or she might be willing to be a substitute.
well,
Yeah.
let's see what
Let's reach
kind of
out.
list we come up with for those different levels. And if we look like we could use a couple more names, then we can always put her in and ask her, which, and of course,
Right.
hold on a minute. Oh my gosh. So, Karen, elementary, middle school. We've got Mark trying to come up with some judges.
Yeah.
In high school. Marie, you and I want to come up with some judges for the adult level.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I
and if-
just want to,
If you can reach out to, obviously, I guess the idea would be to reach out to different people in town government or town businesses,
Oh, yeah. All of the above.
that's a good point. I was also going to mention that we might want to get judges from other communities, because we don't really want to have our teachers judging poems of their current or their past students.
No, they'd
Oh.
have to do the adults.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Of course, I think they could. Sure, they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think the teachers should be involved in judging, like if they're their own students?
Well, maybe they wouldn't judge
Yeah.
the same. The adults, I'm sorry, the high school teachers would judge the elementary, and the elementary teachers and middle school teachers would judge the high school. Switch them.
But
Oh,
you know
no.
what?
Just-
Names
no.
should be the poetry. I don't think the names should be there. Maybe we could keep
Right.
a list of what
Mhm.
It's a
poems.
blind list.
Yeah, right. I don't think we should put names.
No,
Right.
they won't know
Good-
that.
good-
They won't
good
know the
point.
people.
Good, that's a
Yeah.
good point. Okay, so that takes care of that. Anybody could be a judge then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah.
Okay,
And what I was thinking is that one of us would be like the coordinator for each group, and then that way we would do the role of taking the names off, anonymizing the poems. Just, we'll be neutral. We won't likely know the students, the people submitting. So I think it's okay if we act as a judge, possibly, and also anonymize it.
That's possible.
I'm just trying to be practical.
Right.
so that brings up a good point. I was just thinking that, let's see. All right, so let me move on here as to how I've got my notes. So if we get, if we can all come up with our list of judges,
Mhm.
and we'll get that kind of established. Maybe we could even kind of, chat with each other and formalize that list or finalize that list. And then we would ask them if they want to be involved. Or how do you want to do this? So I was just thinking of coming up with a list before we actually asked people.
Oh, I like asking people. It's not a problem for me to just call somebody and say, we'd love to have you as a judge.
Yeah.
And then,
Okay.
if they say yes or no, whichever, you
Okay.
go on to the next one.
Right.
Depends
What-
on how comfortable you are. If you want to discuss it ahead of time for certain people, then that's fine too.
Right. And what we need, I wanted to go back to kind of the beginning, which is before you start asking judges, we want to have almost like a poster of the contest, describing the contest and
Yeah.
The
giving
rules. Yeah.
the rough timeline.
Right.
And how we're going to share the poems.
Right.
They'll be shared on Facebook, on the North Andover Poets Corner, which is what I was thinking. I'm open to other ideas too. But
So, here-
so
here's,
people know that there's like a structure.
so I had hoped that I would get some sort of a flyer put together. Of course, I haven't done flyers in a long time, but really all we need right now soon is the information to get it out.
Right.
Um,
Some dates.
So I think I'm going to ask Bridget if she can help with a flyer, and we can we can share. We'll send that announcement or the flyer out to you three because you'll be doing getting the judges
Okay.
involved. And I think let's see what do I have here.
Because I'm happy to take a stab at something unless somebody else is ready to do something.
If you want to do that, that's fine. I just didn't want to put too much, give you too much to do here.
No, I mean, once I do my show this week, then I'll have more free time.
Okay. Yeah, that would be good. And then maybe what you could do is share it with us in an email, and we'll see if we have any comments or suggestions for anything on it. That'd be awesome.
What's the prize going to be?
Well, I'm getting to that. But if that's okay, I'm going to try to keep in the kind of order that I have here.
All right. Where's your...
All right. So the next thing is, all right. So we've got the people assigned to the levels. We're going to ask, we're not going to wait. We're just going to go ahead and ask people and see what their response is to be a judge. We're going to keep it around 3 judges per level.
Right.
And the other thing I was going to ask, being a committee member, I'm interested in actually judging any level, but particularly adult. I don't know if we should do that, or do you think any of us want to do that, or?
Oh, I'd like to judge the kids. I definitely would.
Okay. And Mark, how do you feel about it?
What's your question again? You wanted to be one of the judges for the adults?
Well, I just wondered if any of us Poet Laureate committee members could be or should be judges. I just kind of want to get a feel about how you felt about that.
Yes, I think that makes sense. And then we add, like if you or Marie want to judge the adults, then we add 3 other town people.
Okay.
And then you can have 5, and 3, 4, 5 judges is good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if anybody else wants to be involved, we'll just throw names in the.
Well, what we have to make sure we do is the people who are involved with elementary, middle school don't have anything to do with setting those poems up.
Right.
See who wrote what and what grade they're in. We could work with high school, and the high school people could work with the elementary and middle. You see what I'm saying? That we have to take another group.
No, I think it's okay, Karen. If one of us is like the administrator, I mean, if one of us is the administrator
In the group we're going to judge, I don't know if that's a good idea. I'd rather not know what child wrote X poem from 3rd grade at Franklin. I think I'd really.
Well, do you want me to be the?
Well, I'm saying that if I'm going to work with that kind of thing, I would do the adult group because I don't want to know who's in the elementary.
How about if someone like me or anybody
we're
going to have to put this on the flyer and on the announcements. It's going to have to be an email.
Right.
And, so maybe.
That's fine. No, that's okay to accumulate them. but
So-
not judge them, not judge them
Yeah.
at the
Right,
end.
just collect them and then hand them
Exactly.
out.
Collecting is not I'm not saying that's a problem, but I'm just saying I don't want to judge. I don't want to look at the ones that I'm going to be judging. I don't want to see them ahead of time.
But at least this way, I could remove the names,
name.
send them on.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then they're going to be blind then. Yes.
Okay. Well, then we can use my my email address.
Okay.
But we'll have to use my personal address, not my
Right.
The business. Right.
library address.
I mean, the other thing that's easy to do is to set up a Gmail address, you know.
Right. Separately.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Like
good idea.
So
Yeah.
so if we do that, I could
PoetLaureateCommittee.com, or I mean, at Gmail.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that's great.
So
Oh.
it will have all their information on it. So I could use that site and then just sort it out and send it to people. Is that what you thinking?
Yeah.
Well, what if we have the subject of each poem on the subject line, middle school, high school, adult, make sure it says which level it is on the subject.
Right, in the instructions or whatever, in the flyer, it will have.
Right, well, tell them what the age groups are and then what the cutoff is. So if you're in elementary or middle, you're going to be 8th grade. And then if you're in high school, it's 9th.
Elementary or middle. I don't think you have to put like grade level. Just say what, you know.
No, but I'm just saying to have the age group so that you know what the cutoff is.
Yeah, I would just put elementary school. And then
Or
middle school,
Yep.
and then high school.
Yep.
Yeah, so they'd have to identify that when they submit it.
When they submit it, to make it a lot easier for you to separate them.
Oh, totally. Oh, I wouldn't even
Think
take
of it without that.
sort it out. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't think about just setting up a new Gmail account. That's a good idea.
I like that. We could use it for other things too later.
What do you think we should call it? No, Anne Bradstreet contest or
Anne Bradstreet's legacy.
Well, it's got to be clear. Well,
what it is?
yeah. How about
Okay. Well, we don't even need her first name, do we really? Bradstreet. You want to have her name, the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay, Anne Bradstreet. Anne Bradstreet Poets. Anne Bradstreet Poets. I'd like that better, because these are the poets that are honoring Anne Bradstreet. So Anne Bradstreet
just put
Poets.
Anne Bradstreet Poetry Contest.
Yeah. Actually.
All right. Well, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
How will we advertise? To the
Well,
schools?
there's going to be quite a few ways to do that, and we can.
In every school,
talk
Monday
about-
minutes, and lots of different ways.
All right, so let's see. So we've got the people who are doing the different levels. We've got. We're going to set up. Are you doing that, Mark, or am I doing that? Setting up a Gmail account when it's going to.
I'm actually doing it right now.
Oh, all right.
Great.
Anne Bradstreet Poetry Contest. I think that really is perfect.
Okay.
Yep, at Gmail.
Yeah, so do
Yep.
I.
Okay.
I'm sure that nobody's taken that one yet. I doubt if it's taken.
So, what I was going to say next is, let's see, we were at a timetable. Oh yeah, so I want to kind of review the timetable, and then we'll talk about, all things like publicity and awards and that sort of thing. So, how about the deadline of February 13th for the final copy of the Mark, would that be too soon for you to have that final copy in by the February 13th for the
poster?
Yeah.
For the poster?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that's too soon.
Okay, so I'm going to just say February 13th, we're going to expect to have the poster, and then we need an announcement.
It will take us time to pull together judges. Right, so,
Well, that's the next date. So we could distribute this announcement and flyers starting that next Monday, which is the 15th.
Okay.
And when we distribute them, the flyers, Mark, you could, once we've finalized it, you sent it out to everybody, we
Mhm.
get it back to you and we say it looks good, and that hopefully we have to get that done by the 13th.
Mhm.
So you would have to send that out to us a couple of days in advance of that date. Then we, what was I going to say?
We would have a start date for submissions, right?
Yeah, and that's going to be, so the flyers will go out starting the 15th. And
Maybe March 1st for the admissions.
the poster, you can just, yeah.
Jill, it's going to take us some time to look at it. I mean, I think we'll have to, make sure that it's ready.
Right.
I mean, it's pretty straightforward. A lot of it is, but I think we're going to have more ideas. I think it'll take a couple weeks to get it ironed out.
You mean the proofreading and artwork?
Copy for the announcement and the flyer?
Yeah, well, maybe not that long. I guess let's keep going and see what the timeline should be for the contest.
Okay, so
and then
I kind of based the rest of my timeline here on that, but we can adjust it. So
Okay.
we tentatively want to say that Saturday the 13th, so that's a week from Saturday.
How about the 20th instead? I think the weekend that's the holiday weekend too, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, February.
Right. So Monday is off. Nobody's in school on Monday.
Right.
So maybe the 20th would be okay.
I don't want to push it back that far. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do you want to aim for then Monday? Would that be easier than the Saturday? Monday the 15th?
Yeah,
Well,
that would be a little bit more time.
Yeah, and I guess what are your thoughts for the timeline of submissions?
Well, I thought maybe we could do the deadline for submissions April 16th or 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
When is the holiday this year? The Easter and Passover. We should make sure that they're not conflicting.
Yeah, I'll vote.
Well, actually, I don't know if that's going to matter because it might help some kids to do it when they've got time off, or it might be worse.
Yeah.
Are you talking about in terms of turning them to schools?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, well, Easter is April 4th. No, February? Yeah, April 4th is Easter.
Oh, it's early. Good.
Yeah, it is.
So
that'll be done.
So I thought if we started distributing the flyers and the information as close to
March 1st, are you thinking?
I think March 1st.
I was thinking February 15th to get the word out.
Oh, I think it's too fast. I just don't think we can turn it around that fast. It's okay.
So they're only going to have, so once we put it out there, they're only going to have,
I'd say at least you got 3 weeks at least.
They'll have 6 weeks to come up with something. Do you think that's enough for teachers or anybody to kind of help their kids come up with something? Or
Karen, what do you? I think so. What do you think, Karen?
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. Yep.
Okay, so you're thinking March
1st
to disseminate the flyer and the info.
Yeah, and that would be the start to announce it, the contest.
Publicize it, you mean?
Publicize it, yeah.
Okay, so we're moving that back a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and really, I think, we don't need to put pressure on ourselves. It really is like, let's make sure that we can do it. It's not a lot of time,
Okay, that's fine. I guess I was I was giving the kids more time than us more time, but that's fine.
If it goes a little bit longer, that's okay,
So when would the end date be?
So they'd have to submit by either April 16th or April 23rd. And then the judges would have to,
I'd
let's-
rather have it earlier so we could probably finish it at the end of National Poetry Month. I don't want to miss National Poetry Month.
no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to have the celebration or anything during Poetry Month.
No,
Right.
but the announcements
What do you mean the announcements?
of the winners. The people we've decided, we've found our winners. At least they know that much.
No, that's compressing it too much. I
Too
thought
much? Okay.
I thought if they could get their poems in by mid-April or the 23rd,
Yeah.
Okay.
the judges would,
Okay.
then the judges would get them by like the 20th, or the 27th, depending on which date we chose. Like a few days after the judges would get all their submissions.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do you think? Do you think April 16 is too soon? Do you want to do April 23rd? When is the vacation? Does
Well, the
anyone
4th
know?
of April. 4th of April is Easter, so it's before that. Oh, vacation. No, they usually have
It's usually
the
the middle of April.
vacation. Yeah, the middle of April, like the second week, I think.
Yeah.
Or the
second or
third
third
week.
week of April. Right.
It's around Earth Day. It's very close to Earth Day every
Right,
year.
Right.
Earth Day is the 22nd.
What's that?
Okay.
Earth Day is the 22nd. I have a calendar in front of me.
Right. So it's going to be the week before that. It starts on the 15th.
Okay, so
right.
do we want to
So
do the 16th or do we want to do the 23rd? I mean,
We're
what do you
going to
think
have it after the vacation, I think.
Okay.
Then they can have that time to work on their
Yeah,
work.
All right, so April 23rd, that's a Friday. Would that work?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me search. Okay, so April 23rd. So then the judges would get their poems to judge by the 27th.
Yeah.
And then I actually might even have Mary Ellen be the repository, She might want to sort them out.
Okay.
That
If
might
she'd
be
like
something-
to.
That might be something she could do. But in any
Yeah.
case, whether it's her or me or whoever. Okay, so how will we distribute the submission to the, okay. So we'll have our list of judges and we'll get the poems sorted out and get them to, should we send them to the person who's leading up that group? Like Karen, you would get the ones for the middle school and the elementary school and you could send them
I see.
to judges?
Yeah.
you want
That's possible
Okay, so
to
we'll
distribute them. There aren't that many judges, so
we'll
it wouldn't be that hard to do.
So we'll sort the poems out. We'll send them to the people who are heading up those levels, and then they
Yes.
send them along to the judges. So that should be, they should be able to do that in a couple of days. Okay.
Yep.
And then the deadline for the judges, I was thinking maybe a couple weeks later, like May 14th.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
So that would be, if it was the 23rd, it'd be 1, 2, it'd be 3 weeks.
Of judging.
Did I say that right? Yeah. Do you think that's okay?
Sounds fine. The longer you give people to do it, the later they decide to start. I mean,
Well, I
Sure.
mean, we could, if we're expecting the kids, if we get the stuff sent out to the judges by the 27th, that would give them, how much time do you think they need? 2 weeks?
yeah, at least 2 weeks.
So do you want to go,
And
I think the 7th might be a little soon. You think the 14th would work okay?
yeah, I think the 7th is too soon. Mark, what do you think? Marie, what do you think? 7th? I don't think so.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry.
the
So if we,
14th. Okay.
Yeah.
We don't want to drag it out either, though.
Right.
No.
Okay, so the 14th, and then the award ceremony could be either a week later or 2 weeks later.
We have to see what's going to be going on in the end of May and the beginning of
Yeah.
June. There could be
Yeah.
some
Well, I don't
special
want to go, I don't
programs.
want to go into June. I
No.
want to try to get this
Yeah,
in May.
right. I
Oh,
think
okay.
we're our own thing, you know.
Do you think 22nd's too soon?
I'm sorry, I got kicked off there for a minute because I was messing around with my Google account. So
So
it's,
May 22nd to have it announced.
So as we had said, we're having the deadlines for the poet submissions on the 23rd of April, and then the judges would get the information by the 27th of
yeah,
April, and then they would have until the 14th of May to do their thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then for the award ceremony, the 22nd or the 29th. I mean, once the judges make their decisions,
And where will that be?
it's going to be online.
yeah.
Okay, so it would not be in a physical building.
Nope,
Oh, darn. Okay.
nope.
Yep. Still too soon.
Yeah.
So does it matter whether we do it the 22nd or the 29th? What do people think about those dates? I don't know.
Memorial Day is the 20,
No.
is the
not
31st.
Oh,
Oh,
so
then that's the weekend. Forget that.
it should be the 22nd?
Yeah,
Probably.
yep.
And that's fine. It's a week after the judges have made their choices. Why not just
Yeah,
do,
so we don't have to wait any longer than that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you should wait much longer than that. So May 22nd, right?
So so we've got those dates. I'd like to try to keep as close to them as we can.
Yeah, I think we can
And
do
what
that.
I'll do is I'll put all the dates down in a little timeline and send them out to everybody so they're
Okay.
Oh, good.
what
Good.
that is. Now, in terms of getting the information out to publicize this contest, we can do flyers like around town and
Newspapers like the Monday Minutes for the schools, if they still do that.
so here's the thing.
I'm not sure.
So how about, and we're gonna, so whoever the point person is on the level, like you, Karen, are doing the elementary and the middle school, would you
Right.
be able to get the announcement and
To each school. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
and by asking you that, are we including like St. Michael's?
Oh, yeah, I would think so, for sure.
Uh-huh. And are we doing any other schools? I was thinking maybe Merrimack College and maybe Latica would want to do that because she's connected, or she was connected to Merrimack.
Yeah. Yeah. That could be.
Although she doesn't
So
live.
they would be for the adults, really, because they're older than the.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
So are there any other schools that,
What about Brooks?
well, I was wondering about that. What do you think?
If anybody has a connection to them, I mean, I guess that's really the thing.
I've got a lady who knows a lot of people from Brooks. Yes, I do. So she might be able to help us there.
Yeah.
If you want to do Brooks, do you want to
Well,
add that? Because that's
I mean,
another
I
high
don't
school.
want to exclude them, but I'm also thinking, I don't know if they're kind of a world apart or if we should consider them part of the
I
community.
think any school or group that we have a connection to, if we can find a connection, all it involves is adding them to an email, and if somebody knows that person, they can directly contact them. I guess if we don't have a personal connection, that makes it more challenging. So, but I'm just thinking, put them on the list, and if any of us have that connection, we can reach out
Okay.
and email, because really that's just what it is, right? We have this information, we have a flyer, which is the information in an email, a
Mhm.
PDF,
Right.
and we send it out.
Right. And the other thing is, in terms of putting stuff like in windows or wherever, like up at grocery stores, we can just print copies out ourselves on our own printers and
Yeah, see, I really think I don't know, I just,
You
I
want a
don't see that.
professional?
No, I just don't see that working these days. I just don't.
You
Well,
mean as far as putting it in a store window?
Yeah, like people are so
Busy.
well,
well,
we definitely need it, on the internet, wherever we can do it on the internet. And we definitely need it in the newspaper.
yeah,
But I do know that, like, even when I, go up to Butcher Boy, there's a big board up
Yeah.
there.
I
And
I
Yeah,
honestly,
there's a peg board, the cork board.
things aren't happening, so people probably don't think about
yeah,
looking at it as much, but it's another option anyway.
yeah, I really think,
Well, we could always put one up there, but I don't think we might get very much activity from it.
I really
So,
don't. I
how
think
about,
sharing it online is just so by far.
oh,
And
totally. This is just another.
How about
Yeah.
a church? How about the church bulletins?
See that they're not meeting in person, most of the churches.
Oh, well, but I mean, whatever intranet they have, and also Edgewood and Brightview and any
Yeah.
time Marlin Place. Oh, that's the wrong town. I'm sorry, but definitely for the adults, Edgewood, and they would be very good at that. They would pick that up immediately.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. So,
Jill, where does Davita's husband work?
what's that?
Is Davita's husband, is he at Brooks?
No, he's over at Phillips.
Where is he?
Oh, and okay, PA.
He's at Phillips.
Oh, Phillips. I keep on getting that mixed up. Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. So, okay, so in terms of like getting the information to newspapers, I guess I could try to do that. I could.
I can't. Has anybody heard from Paul Tennant at all? I have not heard from him. I have left messages for him on his voicemail, and I just hope he's well, because I have not heard from him in months. And I worked with him so much in the past, and I used to talk to him at least a couple of months. Yeah, I mean, maybe every other month or so. We just chit chat and find out what's going on.
I don't know. Not
I
sure.
don't know what's going on with him. I wondered if anybody had heard from him.
Are there, not just which topic, but I'm thinking, are there publications out there still, like the Mother's Connection and so forth? Do they do those?
That I don't know, but there's the Patriot Ledger, there's the Eagle, Townsman. Well, Townsman's the wrong town. The Patch.
Yeah.
Don't forget the Patch.
Right.
That's one that might work.
Let me see if I can do the newspapers then. And
Yeah, North Andover Citizen. Is that still?
No.
well, it's a different organization,
Yeah.
but I could send something in there.
Oh, is it just called Wicked Local now?
I don't know what it is, but it's pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. It's too
I
bad.
think the best way to reach
All right,
kids
so
through the school.
Yeah. Right.
through-
Right. In terms of reaching the town, I agree. The schools are and
Yeah.
to teachers is the best. Like
And
to be able
the
to look at,
seniors. Don't forget the senior center and all the senior connections.
right. That's true.
Those are very valuable, and they've got grandchildren, and they've got children, and they will pass it on to people.
Yeah.
how would we get the word out other than like in a newspaper, which people may or may not read anymore? How would we
know.
get word out to adults?
Well, I think what I said as far as every
Mark-
one of the like Brightview has their own internal message machine with screens, and Edgewood has the same. They
Yeah.
have their own internal messages, so that takes it off of our shoulders immediately as far as those two groups are. And
Maybe we could get Bridget to do the the rest home type of places and the senior center. She
right, that would be good.
could be responsible for that.
Yeah, I think they would be valuable.
Yeah.
And I just thought of something. What the heck?
I mean, right. I think I would
Mhm.
make the list and see if you can divide it up.
Yeah, and so like Mark, you would do the Corner.
Right.
And if you have other, like the other poet groups, the Great Poets or whatever, the
Yeah.
powwow, is that something that you can do?
Well, see, I think we want this to be a town event, though.
Yeah,
It's-
no, I wondered about that. Is
it's-
you opening up to other towns, because that's going to really get big.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Okay, so it would just be
North Andover, I think.
Poet Corner. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
and where else online?
Oh, I'm not up on that too much.
Yeah. I mean, it's Facebook. It's hard to.
But we're gonna. I think we'll get.
Those two
I
places,
think we'll get
Which is good.
substantial amounts. I really do. I think we'll get substantial amounts from all that we've mentioned.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have a lot of. I think we'll have.
Well, don't forget the
fair number of
library. Don't forget the library and the North Andover official North Andover town website. That's another one.
Yeah.
Well,
No. That.
how would we put that there?
Yeah.
We
No.
could put it on the Poet Laureate committee.
Yeah. No. They don't get any activity though. I guarantee.
Okay. Okay. It's not usually looked at that much.
No.
And we wouldn't be
Okay.
using the library one because they're not sponsoring it in any way. So,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
so well, if you-
Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. How about them? Don't forget the kids for that. They're still around.
Right.
we do have we're pretty good for kids, I think, but I'm kind of worried about adults. I just don't know if we're gonna.
Maybe I'm putting.
The problem is that nobody goes into buildings right now,
Yeah.
so they're not going to be able to see it in the town hall or fire department or police department or anything. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
and the library isn't that busy. I mean, you can't go in the library.
Now,
Right.
what are churches doing? Do they have? They wouldn't post something like this in their.
Well, no, St. Michael's has a
They
mass,
They'd only do
doesn't.
their own stuff, don't you think? They'd only have a bulletin for their own things. They're not gonna like.
Yeah, no, it's personally for their own parishioners, but that's a large group of people.
Yeah,
A
but
very large group of people.
how else would we reach adults?
We just have to make sure every church and temple in town, and every congregation has it for their bulletin.
Yeah. I have a lot of confidence in Facebook because it can be disseminated, and it just. I mean, obviously not everybody does Facebook, but it just
Right.
so many people do. It has tremendous reach in front of
Yeah,
people.
so that's another one, of course.
No, I think Facebook is really good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay. So.
there's a reason why Facebook has a market capitalization of like $100 billion. You know.
Yep.
All right.
know,
Well, if anybody else comes up with a way to reach adults, so in terms of
Wait, what about an ad-on? What about an ad on North Andover Cam?
yeah,
Some people would see that.
we definitely want to put the flyer up on that. We can do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, to put the flyer up on the TV.
Right.
Okay,
Oh,
that's
that's a good idea.
point. That's a good point. That's where we're going to reach people. Okay, thanks for reminding me about that.
I mean, I think it's worth doing, but again, number wise, like we don't even have cable anymore. So
Oh, okay.
a lot of, just like things are changing. So.
So in terms of the religious places, if they even would allow to have some sort of.
Yeah, and see, usually
No.
they don't,
I don't think they would.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
I just don't think that's going to happen. It's a great
Okay.
place to reach out to people, but I don't see how to do that.
Yeah. I'm looking at the time. It's 10 after 9 already.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thanks for looking at it.
So I think we should plan to meet in like 2 weeks or something like that, or 2 or 3 weeks, like after we get the poster and flyer, look at
Right.
it and make sure.
Right.
Okay.
I think that would be the best thing.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Let's see. I'm just going to see one other thing real quickly. Thanks for reminding me, Mark. I wasn't paying any attention.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm
okay.
turning into a pumpkin.
No, that's okay. So what we're going to do the next time we meet, we need to talk about the awards. I assume we're going to have first, second place,
Sure.
and honorable mention. We can have like 2 or 3 honorable mentions,
Yeah,
Okay.
but no third, just like first, second, and honorable mention. How's that sound?
why don't we talk about that? I think we want to recognize enough people,
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
and
then Mhm.
and also the way there's I think a nicer way to phrase it, which is like if you pick 5 finalists and a winner, or 3 finalists and a winner. In other words, honorable mention sounds like a poor cousin,
Okay.
whereas finalist means that you were chosen, you know? So anyway, that as far as naming.
That sounds like an interesting idea. I like that. Okay, and then we can also decide what the awards are going to be, and how we're going to publicize it, and
Yeah.
and who's going to be in charge of the awards and all that stuff. Okay, and so one other thing. So we're going to table the discussion of any PLC recruitment and any ideas about that till next
Right now, yeah.
and also, I just want to mention briefly before we close that on December 14th, the select board officially appointed Bridget and Latica.
Oh, good.
It took a while. That's good. I'm glad they finally did it. I guess
Mhm.
Nobody's really on top of how this all. It seems to morph and change as we go on here. How you have to do it, but in any way, case they've been officially appointed.
That's great.
Karen, next time you'll have to share your info with us.
Okay.
And let's see. So Bridget's going to be our Secretary Pro Tem next time. When do we want to meet?
Before the end of the month for sure.
Yeah.
Before
Yeah.
that, yeah,
Right.
like the 20th or so.
Okay. Look,
20.
what's today? What's happening? Where are we? What is today?
Today is the 3rd.
Third.
No, not the 20th. That's a weekend.
Right.
Oh, I'm
So-
sorry. So whatever is after the 20th,
Well-
like the
2 weeks from today is the 17th. So when we were gonna
oh yeah, that would be okay.
March 1st.
That's a Thursday, isn't it? A Thursday?
Wednesday.
Yeah, I
Maybe
can't do this.
Wednesdays.
I
So
can do the
Wednesday.
18th. Do I do the 18th? I have an appointment on the 17th. So can we
Yeah.
do the
You have an
18th?
appointment Wednesday night?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, is that a Wednesday? I thought it was a Thursday, the 17th.
No.
2 weeks.
No, Wednesday, February 17th, I have an appointment. Can we do it the 18th? That's a Thursday.
When do you? I can't do it on the 18th. When do you do it? When do you do your book club, Marie?
The 16th.
Oh shoot.
So
Well,
that
we
week
could-
is hard.
You want to do the 24th or the 25th as 2 options? I
Okay.
can do either of those.
I could do
Either one. Yep,
20
they're open for me.
We'll do the 24th.
All right,
Sure,
the 24th I can't do because I'm registered to hear our Zoom meeting.
What are you
Okay, I'm
saying?
not-
I can't hear. I can't hear you.
I can't do the 24th because I'm registered to do a Zoom meeting with Say I'm Not Dead with Dolores Johnson on the 24th. But why don't we do the 23rd? Can we do the
That-
23rd?
That's my North Andover Poets Corner.
We're going to do the 20.
Oh,
How about the 25th?
That
can we do
works.
the 25th? Oh, good. Okay.
And so we're going to hopefully be having some sort of announcement or poster posted.
Then.
It's going to be done
Yep.
by March 1st. Okay.
Yeah, and that's the
I'm
goal.
gonna put the note out to everyone and ask them if they can do the 25th.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, and I think that's it for now then, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
All right.
That's good.
So thanks for keeping track of the time, Mark. And
Sure.
I think we got some stuff covered. And
Yeah.
The meeting is now officially adjourned.
Great,
Okay.
thank you.
And
Yeah, this is
Bye-bye.
good.
Stay well.
keep your eye out
Okay.
for the email, and hopefully everybody can make it on the 25th.
Yeah,
Right,
Yeah.
right.
okay,
All right.
All right.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. All right,
Bye-bye.
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 thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Mark.